Good afternoon. Welcome to our call meeting. It is 5:30 p.m. Thursday, the 8th of November, 2012, and this call meeting of the Roma Independent School District Board of Trustees will now come to order. Agenda item number 2.
Mr. President, at this time, I want to make a motion to accept item number 2 on the agenda.
There's a motion to approve the resolution changing the district trustees election to the uniform election date in November. There's a motion on the floor.
I second the motion.
There's a second to the motion. Discussion. And discussion, I will allow 5 minutes to each board member if they would like to take the 5 minutes.
I'm sorry, Mr. Pettis, where did you, that's the law? You're reading the law?
The law.
Or is it a response to a question that you submitted to that person?
No.
It's the law, okay. I called TASB, myself, I called the legal services at the TASB division, and what they said was that you could do it if you did not do the one for SB 100. If you did SB 100, you had to do both of them at the same time, because then we would get into the issue where 1 or 2 or 3 of the board members will exceed their 4-year term limit, which we already did. Fausto and myself will have exceeded a 4-year term limit in May 2013. So by going to November, we're going to 6 more months. Aside from that, we had already discussed this possible action last December when we adopted the other ruling for us to extend the terms. We decided we didn't want to do this because we didn't want to be involved with too many political entities. Right now, we are in compliance. We're in a joint election with Escobares, the city of Escobares. We have our 4-year terms. We complied with SB 100. So I don't see a need. I wish somebody would tell me why we are deciding to move the election now to November. Aside from that, I have only 5 minutes. This is what I got from TASB, and if you read the question highlighted, it gives a date there if you want to do both. If you wanted to do one, and I spoke to Christine with TASB Legal Services, she said it can no longer be done because we would be, and her exact words, we would be moved outside of the time frames. And what she meant by that was that our terms would exceed the 4-year limit that we just had. Another thing is that I saw that we needed to be in agreement with the city of Roma. Do we already have an agreement with the city of Roma?
That will be taken up by them.
But we cannot do this until that agreement is in place.
That's an agreement that will be taken up by them.
But when?
That's up to them.
How do we know for sure that they're going to approve it?
If they do not approve it, then this is not a...
But we cannot submit a resolution with today's date showing that it's already been approved by the mayor or by the city council, for that matter. But even with all of those issues, TASB said it cannot be done. So what I recommend is that we get clarification from both TASB and from the Attorney General before we do decide to make a decision on this motion. This can really affect our voters, our community. You know, I feel that it's a violation to them. We've already extended the term 1 year, and now we're asking them to extend it another 6 months. And I don't know. Can somebody give me a reason? This hadn't been discussed with me. I'm assuming it had been discussed amongst other board members, but this had not been discussed with me.
The same concerns were voiced by our school attorney, and they gave us that this is allowed under the law. TASB workshop that we attended last year in November. They encouraged us doing the Senate Bill 100 initially, which we did last December the 19th. And they decided to suggest, or they suggested that we undertake this House Bill 1545 this year.
I just went to the TASB convention in Austin this September, and I actually went to the course, and things every board member should know. And this was one of the questions there. And the attorney, Christine Badillo, said it was not permitted. If you did not do it together, you could not do it anymore. If you see a sample resolution that was online for board members to see and for them to adopt, it says right here also, by December 31st, 2011. So all of those dates show 2011, which means that we are too late for any of this.
I hate to
Why are we doing this so soon? Why didn't we do this in December when we already had discussed it once?
We're following House Bill 1545.
Yes, House Bill 1545 was effective since 2011,
Correct.
before December 2011.
It became effective September 1st, 2011.
Exactly. So it became effective before
She's
we came
demonstrating
to
as a
session,
complete
before
leader.
we had the meeting to get the SB 100,
Correct.
to extend our term.
Yes.
So why didn't we do it then?
TASB at that time suggested we do this in two steps. One, Senate Bill 100. Second part, House Bill 1545.
Where can I get that information? Because everywhere that I have looked, they are recommending for us to do it together.
That's what was recommended.
And at the TASB convention, it was also mentioned to do it together. Why would they draw sample resolutions showing that they wanted us to do it together?
This is what was discussed and was clarified by the school attorneys, and obviously this can be forwarded to the.
Can we have a meeting with the school attorney
Definitely.
before we adopt this resolution?
I believe there's a motion and there's a second for the motion.
I don't think that we should be adopting any resolution until we're sure that we're not violating anybody's rights and that we won't make a mistake that will affect the rights of voters.
If anyone's rights are being violated, it is not intentional.
But I'm
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm giving you information showing that it's not allowed. So we should table this until we get clarification.
The same information that you have not approving this, we have approving this.
Can I see it? I brought you handouts, I brought you information, I brought you cited information.
I did all this homework.
Did I? And I brought the information and the homework with me in preparation of this meeting, which we were having.
Your comments will be noted, and you are not supported.
No, I am not. And I think that we are doing something wrong. And I don't see why we cannot table this until we get clarification from either the Attorney General's office or from TASB. Because TASB Legal Services specifically said this cannot be done.
Point well taken. There's a motion by Mr. Nicolas Garza Jr., and there's a second by Mr. Clyde Guerra. Any other discussion? Let the record